The Way, the Truth, the Life Watchers. Hello again. Yeah, I got some more news with the India and Pakistan. Just get straight into it. The title for this news article is Modi says India has only paused military action after it and Pakistan start firing at each other. So they're having these ceasefires. Going straight into it. New Delhi AP. This is with AP News. India has only paused its military action and will retaliate on its own terms if there is any future terror attack on the country, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Monday in his first public comment since the US brokered ceasefire over the weekend. Modi spoke after Indian and Pakistani authorities said there was no firing reported overnight, along with heavily militarised region between the countries. The first time in recent days the nations were not shooting each other. India and Pakistan. Yeah, they've got a true hatred for each other. These two. There's no love lost, is there? But they're just like the Muslims. The Sunnis and the Shiites don't like each other. It's the same kind of scenario. But it's been going on for years and years. And this is probably one of the two countries where it probably should have happened years and years before in the past, but it's not. It's been a long time coming, as they say. But at the minute, it's not looking good, is it? The Middle East at the minute is on fire. It's on fire. It's all prophecies going off. Nothing around the world now makes sense, I don't think. When it doesn't make sense, that's when you know you're heading to the tribulation. The tribulation is around the corner. It's crazy, the world we're living in now. Just looking at my journal there. They're just throwing threats out like it's nothing now. Like India have already put a threat out to Turkey. They've basically said, we'll nuke you. You know what I mean? They're talking about weapons here that can destroy lives. They just throw something out there now like it's nothing. Like someone somewhere is itching to get one of these used up. Someone somewhere is itching to use one, I think. It's my opinion on it. And the prophecies don't lie. The tribulation is around the corner, and Israel is the centrepiece of it all. And all this is around. It's a ring around Israel, and it's all going off, and nothing makes sense anymore. And that's why the rapture's on the doorstep. It's just, it's crazy. I can't believe it, mate. Can't believe what's going on, but we are on the doorstep. Just to finish off this news piece, it's not much on it, to be honest. So I'll just start off here. India has only paused its military action and will retaliate on its own terms if there is any future terror attack on the country, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Monday in his first public comment since US brokered ceasefire over the weekend. Modi spoke after Indian and Pakistani authorities said there was no firing reported overnight along the heavily militarised region between the countries. The first time in recent days the nations were not shooting at each other. The escalating hostilities between the nuclear-armed rivals after a deadly attack on tourists in Kashmir had threatened regional peace. India accused Pakistan of backing the militants who carried out the massacre, a charge Islamabad denied. Yeah, you've got Pakistan as well. They've threatened. They have threatened India as well with a nuke. So it's tit for tat. It's the same old story. And at the minute, Pakistan is not in a good position. The country is on its knees. It's financially on its knees. It's it's not. What's going on in the country is not good, and all they've got really is nuclear weapons. That's all they've got left, and when people get itchy fingers, as they say, or they got nothing to lose, what goes off in the mind of these people. Because when the country's on its knees and it's not prospering, who knows what's going to happen? Because India's in a better state than what Pakistan is, and these two don't like each other, and the end game of it all is it's not looking good. And in my opinion, I think this should have happened years and years well before, because they hated each other. They really do hate each other with a passion. I heard it growing up and through my adult years. I've heard it on and off through my life. And I have heard a top officer on some programme said that, they're surprised that it's not already gone off. And this was like years ago. This was really like years ago. But I'll just finish this off. You will be monitoring every step of Pakistan, Modi said in an address to the nation. He had in response to international calls for dialogue. That's if India talks to Pakistan, it will be only about terrorism. Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. Both the nations administer parts of Kashmir but claim it in its entirety. He did not acknowledge US President Donald Trump's offer to mediate India and Pakistan reaching an understanding to stop all military actions on land, in the air and at the sea on Saturday. Pakistani Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, for his part, said his country agreed to the ceasefire in the spirit of peace but will never tolerate violations of its sovereignty and territorial integrity. He spoke during a meeting with the Turkish ambassador, according to a government statement. Senior military officials from India and Pakistan spoke via a hotline on Monday to assess if the ceasefire was holding out to ensure implementation. The Indian Army, in a statement, said the officials discussed the commitment of not firing a single shot and initiating aggressive action. The two sides agreed to consider taking immediate measures to reduce the number of troops in border and forward areas, it said. Yeah, I did see something, but I don't know if it's a rumour. You don't take this lightly, but they had a ceasefire, and I think Pakistan broke the ceasefire. I don't know if they were opening fire on India or it was a missile or what, I don't know, but it's a rumour, but I don't know for certain, but just take it as a rumour. But there was a ceasefire and they broke the ceasefire, but this is obviously a ceasefire, obviously because they stopped firing at each other. But the news, there's not much on it, to be honest, on there. Looking at it, but it's not looking good, is it? The Middle East is on fire. It is on fire, and it's all coming together. I've no fear Jesus now. That's all I've got to say on that news piece. But keep watching the Middle East and look at Israel, Jacob's trouble, the 7-year tribulation, because that is Israel is Jacob. It's Jacob's trouble, which is the 7 years, which was seen in the eyes of Daniel in his dream. Jacob's trouble. There's not much on that, to be honest. What I'll do, I'll go straight onto the Bible. It was Daniel's dream and vision that he's seen. Because Daniel could interpret dreams, he could interpret visions and dreams, and then you've got the Ezekiel. The Ezekiel 37, 38, 39, which is all this, what's going on, for what's coming. And then you've got the tribulation, and you've got the Gog-Magog war, which is all the countries coming together. They're surrounding Israel. It's all bubbling around Israel. And at the minute, Israel, all these countries are not happy with Israel. And this is the prophecy. This is what God's doing. He's going to put the hooks in the jaws of these countries, and he's going to drag them down. He's going to make it happen, and he's going to show them for what they are. Because there's only one God, and he's our true God. Yeah, but he's not much on that, to be honest. But he's not looking good. Yeah, every week, the news now, the news is just changing every day. There's just something happening. It's getting spicier. It's just happening, and you just keep watching Israel. So I'll get onto the Bible. So read from Judges. Just hang on. Yeah, Judges chapter 13. So I'll read through. It's just a short, sweet one there. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Mona, and his wife was barren, and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman, and said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren, bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. And therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Yeah. So, the moral of the story is it's about Samson and Delilah. But the moral of the story is God told his mother, obviously, you're going to conceive a child, bear a child, and you put no razor against his head. No razor to come on his head, because that was his secret between, obviously, his mum, God, and Samson. So that's why Samson had long hair, because that's where his strength was. And he went out because God knew that they would have been having trouble with the Philistines in the future. So that's why he ordained Samson there. He positioned him there to sort these Philistines out, because they're bad people. And so the Philistines got this woman, and she was beautiful, and her name was Delilah, and she had an evil mind like them. And the Philistines wanted to get her to betray Samson and find out what his secret is, where he gets his strength from, because he had the strength for like 10 bears or 10 lions or whatever. He used to rip men from limb to limb, like he could rip a bear limb to limb, because he had the strength what God gave him, and they just didn't like it. So they wanted to find the secret out, and obviously he gave in. He ended up giving in, and he shouldn't have done that. That was his weakness. But God already knew this was going to happen, and so obviously he gave her the secret, and then they come in, and they shaved his I think Delilah shaved his hair off. So obviously the soldiers come in then, and he was just like us. He was just a normal person, and and then they gouged his eyes out to make him blind. Then what they did then, because all the stuff that Samson did to them, but he was doing what God wanted him to do, but they didn't see that as being right. They seen it as being wrong, so because they were evil. And then what they did was they put him on display and mocked him, laughed at him, and everyone was throwing food at him, basically like a village idiot type person, and God could see all that, but they didn't know what was coming, and the Mots laughed at him for all the things that Samson did to them. And Samson prayed to God one night and said to him, I'm willing to give my life to you. And by this time his hair grew back because he was in slavery and they were mocking and laughing at him. And he prayed to God one night and he said to God, I'll give my life to you. Because Samson knew God. He had total faith with God and he knew where he was going. And he said, just give me one more chance, give me my strength, one more chance, and I'll destroy the Philistines where they sit. So God obviously said, okay. So they were putting him on display again to laugh at him. Why they're all in this temple where they're all having a big massive banquet. All sorts of things were going on, and he went into the temple and he was led there by the soldiers, and then he was feeling with his hands, and obviously he put his hands on the pillars of the temple that are obviously holding the structure up, and he knew then what to do. And then what he did, he just went for it and really pushed the pillars out, and the temple fell on all of them. All rubble all fell on top of all the Philistines, killed them all, and killed Samson. And that's what, that was their demise. And the Philistines, they must have been sat there enjoying themselves in their evil, laughing and joking at him and thinking that it's a complete mockery to God, and God could see that. But God had the last laugh, and Samson had the last laugh, because you don't get away with it with God. You don't get away with it. And these Philistines were there carrying on in their ways, thinking, "Oh, nothing will happen to us. We're okay." Yeah, well, what happened? All dead, all dead, gone, just like that. Didn't even see it coming. And that's what I'm saying. God works in mysterious ways. It just happens. Not on his timing when it happens. It might not happen the next day, the day after. It could happen when he feels fit, when it happens. He can see in the past, the future, because he's all God. He can see it all. Yeah, so it's a good story, that. I like the Samson story. I used to read that when I was a young lad. Yeah, enjoyed it. It's a good story. I've been meaning to talk about that one there. Yeah, so that's another testing of faith, that one. Another testing of faith. Yeah. What can I say now? Just get straight to it. Got loads jotted down here in me. Yeah, so God has many. God is like a hotel. He has loads and loads and loads of reservations there for you. All the doors are open. All you need to do is to show up. You just need to show up and not show out. Just show up. The reservations are there for anyone to go into the room of the hotel. The reservations are there. Just trying to put a different spin on things here. God is still on the throne. He's not going anywhere. God is the author. God is not the author of confusion. Trust in your intuition. The pressure of going through the wilderness. So when you're going through the wilderness, you have pressure, don't you? When you're going through the wilderness, it's all coming at you, the enemy. But through all that pressure makes diamonds. It's like when you're going through it, you come out as gold. It's refining you, and you're coming out as gold. Well, The same thing with it. It's just a different spin on things. When you're going through the world, there's the pressure of it all. Pressure makes diamonds. You come out as gold. You come out as, in the end, God will. If you ask God and you seek Him, He'll bring you out as a diamond. He'll bring you out as gold. He'll work on you. If you ask for it, He'll do it. Don't be a tare. Be a wheat. You have wheat and tares. We're the wheats, and you have tares, which in the Bible it describes them as weeds pulled out. That the weeds are people that are in sin, they're in bondage. You need saving. Be a wheat. Don't be a tare. What else? Surrender to Him. Ask to be delivered in all your ways. By grace, through faith, get saved. You're not under the law of Moses, but you're under the grace of Jesus Christ. Just look at my journal there. So you're not under the law now of Moses, like in the Old Testament. You're under grace. Grace, with the Holy Spirit's here. You're under grace. What for? Because of what Jesus Christ did on that cross. So, by grace, through faith, you get saved. If you read Isaiah 43:18 through to 21, it'll tell you there. Just keep watching keep watching and praying. Prophecies are not a prediction. The prophecies are not a prediction. It's an assurance. It's assurance from God. It's not prediction. It's an assurance from God, because it's going to happen. The word of God don't lie. Man lies, but the word of God doesn't lie. Be sovereign. God is sovereign in all His ways. So get saved. Be covered in the blood. Seek Jesus. Ask for forgiveness, repentance and forgiveness, and He'll come to you, and He'll help you. Be covered in the blood, and He'll wipe every sin away, whiter than snow. Believing on Him, believe in His blood, believe that He rose on the third day, He killed death, defeated death, crushed death, sinless God shot up, and so you know what to do. Get saved, because these times, your time's short. These times are dire. They're not going to go better. It's going to go downhill. It's going south. It's going backwards. And if you be honest with yourself and look around, if you really be honest with yourself, you know it. You know in your heart that it is what I'm saying. And other people who are of God, they're telling you, because it's the word of God. It don't lie. If you're true to yourself and look around and don't ignore the signs and don't ignore what's going on around the world. Some people just ignore it because they love the world. They love, this is your flesh, this is your church, this is the temple, this is your flesh and your blood. And they love this. This is where the world, they love it. The flesh and the blood loves it because it's in sin, and you need to come out of sin, and they can't get away from the world. They're listening to entertainment, they're listening to Taylor Swift, they can't get away from it. They're watching sport. There's no harm in doing some of this stuff, like watching sports and stuff. But some people watch it where it's took over their lives and they've made it their idol. And you're not meant to make things your idol. And it's not good. You need to get saved and come out of it, because all that is a distraction. It's one big distraction. Satan wants you looking the other way. That's what he wants you looking at all that. He wants you looking the other way. Don't want you doing any of that. Don't want to do what I'm doing over other Christians, and he doesn't want you to be set apart. He wants your eternal soul. He wants it at the end of the day. He's fighting for it, and all these Decepticons that are out there that are not for that are not for you, that are toxic and the negative. You don't need them in your life. You need to come to Christ, come away from it, change your mindset, be set apart, be born again, and get saved. And because if you stay in that same mindset with people that are not good for you, you're not going to change, because they've not changed. So you're going to be like them. You're just going to be carrying on the same mindset. You're never going to change, and it's just and if you're going through things with family and friends, it's not going to get better. It's just going to keep. It'll get better, then it won't be better, then it'll be better, then it won't be better, and it'll just go out through your life, and before you know it, you'll look back on your life and all your years have gone. And what for? You might as well just come away from it, take a step back, love them from a distance, pray that they get saved, pray that they do the right thing, and you change your ways, and you change your mindset, and you get saved. You ask God, and God will do it. Jesus, if you see Jesus, He'll do it for you. Because I want to get people saved, mate. I can see the way the world is. It's not the people's fault. Why it's not in families and friends and people around the world, it's not their fault that this that they're sinning. They can recognise it and they can sort it out, but all this sin, it's not their fault. It's because of the system that we're in. What Satan's created, this system, some people call it the Matrix. It's just the system what Satan's created, and you need to get out of it. You need to get out of that world. God created this world, but Satan created the system that we're in. It shouldn't be like that. It should be, we're living in slavery. You pay bills, you pay anything today, it's money, because the money's the root of all evil. Money controls the world, and I'm sadly to say, but that's how it is. And money, you can have money. People love money, don't they? And they make it the god, and it's wrong. And money doesn't make you happy. All that money does, it just helps. You might be happy in the beginning when you've got it, but you look at some people that are rich, they're miserable. Not everyone's happy. It makes them miserable because they can do whatever they want, and it's not everything in life. And that's what I'm saying. Money is just there. It doesn't make you happy. It just helps. That's all it does. It helps. It just helps you. That's all it does. That's what I've come to learn anyway. Yeah, so all these people out there that's in sin, like family and friends, and just pray for them. Just pray for them to get saved, and if they're in sin, it's not their fault. Just love them from a distance, and because at the end of the day, if you stay with your family and friends, and and you're in sin, it's just going to carry on, isn't it? Someone has to take the reins, as they say, and take a step back and do the right thing. And that's what I've done in my life. I've took a step back and just love. I love my family. I love who were my friends. I love them, and I don't want anything to happen to them. I love them, and I hope them all well, and I hope that they get on in life, and I hope that for the same for my family. Well, I just hope that they get saved, and I hope they change their ways, and I hope they come to God, because the times that we're living now, that it's not good at all. Because I can see it. I can see what's coming for them if they're not saved. And if you're in sin, get out of sin. So you need to pray to your family and friends to come out of sin. Pray for them, and that they change their ways. And yeah. So on that note, I hope you've had a good day today, and I hope it's a nice day today. It's sunny, and yeah, another great day. Can't believe that they're saying things now on the news now. They're saying these articles are saying staying between the hours of 11 o'clock in the morning to 3 p.m. in the afternoon because of the sun. You're supposed to be out. You're supposed to be out in the sun. They're trying to keep you indoors now. You're supposed to be out in the sun because you get vitamin D, don't you? Yeah, it's good for you. It's good for the body. It's good for the soul. It's good for your health. Good for your hair and your nails and your teeth and your bones. And they're saying stay in. And then I'm seeing other things now where they're trying to dim the sun. They're dimming the sun or something. They're trying to dim it. You just look around the world, the way the world's going, dimming the sun. When I was a young lad, I never thought that would ever happen. That you wouldn't think that you'd ever hear anything like that. Just putting that one out there. That why it's on my mind. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up. But yeah, so let's just have a look. Yeah. Yeah, the link. Yeah, so sorry about that. This article here, news article, Modest says India has only paused military action after it and Pakistan stopped firing at each other. Yeah, I'm going to leave a link for that in the description below. But yeah, that's that one. So I'm going to wrap it up here and just say to you, I'll see you again in the next video, and all I'll say is bye, see ya. And as usual, shalom.